Hey everyone, Eric here with Recovery Guitar. Louis here too. On the side, we're gonna do something today that's part ear training, part scale practice, and part meditation. We're gonna play together over an E drone with a groove underneath, a really cool drum beat. And I want you to play along if you can. The beauty of this is that there's no wrong notes. This is gonna be kind of a cool practice session. Because this drone doesn't have a third in it, it's not major or minor. It's wide open. That means we can experiment with sound, try out different scales, and just listen and hear intentionally how the notes feel and sound, almost like colors. You'll notice how each scale paints a different mood over the same drone. This isn't about playing perfectly or even about staying locked in with a beat. The drum track is there to ground you, but you can float around with it. You can be loose, you can be curious. It's a chance to release the worry about right and wrong notes and just explore, and I'll show you how to do that. And also we'll go through some specific scales. Don't worry about keeping all the scales in your head. I've got a free PDF for you with the tabs for every scale that we'll play today, and you can grab that in the description. All right, before we dive in, just make sure your guitar's in tune, at least a little bit, at least enough that it'll sound good against the drone. You don't have to be perfect here. The whole point is to just relax into sound and not stress too much over it. We're gonna be playing over an E drone again, which is basically a long sustained E note. This drone is kind of like a blank canvas, and that's what makes it so fun. You get to decide what mood to paint on top. So let's do it. All right, here's our drone. And the beat's gonna drop in just a second to give it some ground. There it is. First thing, just let this sound just wash over you. Take it in. All right. We're gonna start just by noodling. I'm gonna play in sort of a E major. I'll use the E major scale about. So the E major scale. Right, that's just in its basic form on the 12th fret. Listen to the notes. This is the point. Listen to each note. The root. The 7th. Not the 6th. Maybe the 7th again. The 5th. I'll try to make some melodies out of that. Just combine little phrases of notes. It could just be 2 or 3 notes together. Right? Just trying different combinations, so reaching around different intervals. Like I said, all these notes work, right? So there's not really a wrong note in here. Even the 4th, which sometimes feels like, when you're in a major key, sometimes feels a little bit uneven, unsteady, because it wants to resolve to the 3rd. There's the 4th to the 3rd. So I'm just noodling around here. I'm not playing anything specific. I'm making it up as I go along. You should try the same thing. By the way, I mentioned that I will give you, along with the PDF that I mentioned before, I'll also give you the track so you can just groove this on your own. So that's major. Let's try a minor pentatonic. Now you can hear what minor sounds like right over this. The old familiar sound, right? So there's major, there's minor, and now you can add other notes that are maybe have a little bit more tension. So let's go back to the major scale for a second. So we get that major sound in. Here's your major, E major chord. Just to get the major sound back in your ears, I'll play a little bit of major sound. All right. All right, so there's major. I mentioned that tension. I'm gonna pick a sharp 4, a sharp, also known as sharp 11. It's gonna be the major scale with a sharp 4th note. So this is actually called the Lydian mode. I'll write that in the PDF as well, just so you can have it, but here's what it sounds like. So starting from the root note. There's the sharp 4. There's a sharp 4 again, octave up. So it's just a major scale with a sharp 4. But that sharp 4 really has interesting quality to it. Right? Isn't that cool? But let's take it even further. What if I just played some notes that might be wrong, but I'll play them a little bit in context with the E, so you can kind of. What I want to demonstrate here is that you can play really almost any note, and it'll sound pretty cool. Like it. So I'll start up here. Right, there's the major 7th. Right. How about the flat 7th? Sixth, flat 6th. 5th always sounds pretty nice, pretty vanilla. Here's that sharp 4. Also same as the flat 5th, but you know. Okay, that sounds a little. There's the 3rd, flat 3rd. 2nd. Now this one's gonna sound really dissonant. Woo! So you can hear the dissonance between all those notes, right? But I actually literally played all 12 notes in the system in the music. So you could hear how each one sounds against this, and none of them sounded wrong, right? They didn't sound, flat out wrong. So you can experiment with all those, and the ones that sound more wrong, you can use those as tension notes that apply a little bit of grit and want to help you move to a more consonant note, which kind of like resolves that dissonance. So it's a lot about what music is all about, is really taking dissonance and playing with it and resolving it. So in melodies and solos. On this, the last thing I'll say about this groove is you can also use, you can play some riffs, play with some lower notes, and just kind of see where you do there. So let's use the same idea of the 12-note system and just play around with some of those tensions. Right? I'll play these other notes on the A string. There's a nice little riff. What if I did this? Oh, here it comes. So what we've been doing here isn't about playing perfectly. It's not about getting every scale right. It's about listening, deep listening. Each note, each scale has its own color. So that's what you want to immerse yourself in. And having the context of the drone is just an excellent way to practice that. To practice your scales, practice your phrasing, practice new phrases, coming up with all kinds of new ideas that you can add to your solo bag. So you can come back to this anytime. Just put on the drone. I do this a lot. Let the groove run and just explore. And don't forget, I've got that free PDF with all the scales we tried today. It's linked at the description below so you can practice at your own pace. And thanks for hanging out with me here at Recovery Guitar. If this was helpful, hopefully insightful in a way, you can hit that subscribe button and you'll find more free lessons and resources here every week. I'm just getting started. But until next time, keep playing, keep listening, and just take it one note at a time. All right, see ya.